We live in a world where deception and a lack of integrity is part of our common lives. In the streets, con men finesse marks through games like 3-Card Monte. Peddlers sell counterfeit luxury items, and pickpockets. They operate in tag teams. One bumps you as a distraction while his partner fishes in your pocket, snatching your wallet and other valuables. Phone scammers also got in on the action by committing fraud and was able to profit over $30 billion last year from unknowing victims. And who can forget the email from the Nigerian prince who inherited $800 million US from his father who was mysteriously poisoned and promises to split the funds with you. All he needs is your US bank account number and your social, and the money will be wired to your account in 2 business days. Fraudsters and manipulating masterminds. What's the common denominator? Everyone is trying to earn the buck. In the world of business and politics, it's all the same. Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, is under investigation for tax evasion and money laundering. Also, Hunter allegedly participated in questionable activities like receiving money and gifts from foreign leaders. For example, a 3-carat diamond valuing over $70,000. There was also 2 separate $3 million transactions wired to a company Hunter is affiliated with. Both transactions raised red flags to the Department of Treasury Financial Crimes Enforcement. And then after further investigation, it's found that the funds originated from the communist Chinese government. But hold on, I thought these guys were our enemies. Although the money was accounted for, it's unclear who the intended recipient was and why the money was wired in the first place. You might be wondering what led to this entire revelation of Hunter Biden's laptop and $70,000 diamonds and all the shady business deals that's going on. It basically all started when Hunter Biden left his laptop at a repair shop. Long story short is the repairman went through the files to try to restore them and came across a bunch of things that he wasn't expecting to find. You know, it's kind of like a female that goes through her boyfriend or her husband's phone, right? Sometimes you might find things that are maybe slightly embarrassing or just general things that you don't want anyone to know that you have. Now, this doesn't allude to cheating or being unfaithful in your relationship, but some people just want to be private when it comes to certain things that's on their phone, on their laptop, or what have you. And sometimes when those things get revealed or unleashed, then they might show a side of a person that you didn't really think existed. In some cases, though, you can't really put it past them, especially when it comes to politicians. The New York Post broke this story 3 weeks before the 2020 election. The White House tried to deny the allegations, try to pass it off saying that's Russian misinformation. Donald Trump just want to sabotage the Democratic Party because he doesn't want to leave the office. You saw what happened on January 6th, right? He's crazy. And what made this whole entire thing crazy is that the White House has enough pull to get big tech involved. So you had Twitter and Facebook banning the New York Post. They actually locked their accounts. Facebook claimed that we only did that because we wanted to verify that the information was accurate before we released it to the public. This was prior to Elon Musk taking over Twitter, obviously, and they banned the New York Post from releasing the story. And what made it even worse is that the other news outlets started verifying the story, verifying the source. The repairman confirmed the story, and everything seemed legit. So now the White House and Jen Psaki had to turn around and try to release a statement to deflect what occurred. They turned around and said, you know what? You got us. We was caught with our pants down. But this was all Hunter Biden. Joe Biden had nothing to do with this. Meanwhile, as you investigate the situation further, through text messages, Snapchat, and all these other apps, Hunter Biden is using his father's name to put a stamp on everything. Even the people that was working with Hunter was like, listen, man, Hunter is iffy, but you know what? His pops is running for president. So, yeah, we might as well just ride this train. Joe Biden received a lot of money throughout this whole ordeal, allegedly, at least. And then we're not talking about chump change. We're talking about millions of dollars. It got to the point where Hunter Biden was even complaining about the fact that I have to break the bread with my father. He's doing all the dirty work, meaning Hunter is doing all the dirty work. Well, he has minions to do the dirty work, and the money is funneling up to him, and then Hunter is breaking down the money with his father, and the situation is just a huge mess. And the way that the White House is lying about it, they pretty much lost the general public's trust. In a recent poll, 65% of voters believe that Joe Biden was likely involved in Hunter Biden's business deals. And 48% said it's very likely that he was involved in Hunter Biden's business deals. So you look at it like this. More than half of the voters believe that Joe Biden was involved and he did profited from Hunter Biden's business deals. While again, close to 50% feels that it's very likely. Basically, almost everybody thinks that Joe Biden has something to do with these business deals. His name was passing around and he actually profited from what was going on. The reason why this is serious is because millions of dollars went to the Biden family. People talked about Donald Trump sabotaging the election and Russian infiltration and all this other stuff, right? But when you look at the people and the players that the Biden family is dealing with, it's no different from what Donald Trump was dealing with. The top 3 countries that the Biden family has negotiated a deal or doing things under the table with is guess who? Russia, China, Ukraine. These countries are really vital to our national security, especially Russia and China. So we got the president doing deals with people that are supposed to be our enemies. Joe Biden's wife, the first lady, visited Ukraine maybe like a month ago, in the middle of a war. Who does that? And what makes it so crazy is that what they're doing is so bold. They're doing it right in front of our eyes, and we're not questioning what's happening. It's obvious that there's something more going on in Ukraine than what we see that's going on. Now, I'm not saying that there's not a war. I'm not doubting that at all. But what I'm doubting is the severity of the war. Because see, what I've realized is that when it comes to innocent lives, especially if it's overseas, and when war is involved, and the U.S. want to stick their nose in everything that's going on, all they really care about is the dollar sign and what can happen or how they can benefit from it. They don't really care. The U.S. don't really care about the innocent people that are dying in these wars. The U.S. is sending millions and millions of dollars to Ukraine to help them out as far as weapons and military aid and things like that, right? But they're not getting involved with them fighting wise, which is cool. I understand that. I don't think that that's something we should get involved in. But yet he's going to turn around and go on national TV and say that if China invades Taiwan, then we will engage in a war. We're at a point now where the threat of our country is at stake, and we have a man in the White House that clearly doesn't know what he's doing. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with his older age or if he's just flat out incompetent. We should be worried about what's happening with our country. China, they have the technology that they can literally just point a missile at us, and that's it. It's not a game. Going into the whole Hunter Biden situation and the whole scandal, right? There's an energy company based in Ukraine named Burisma. This company paid Hunter Biden $83,000 a month in 2016. $83,000 a month. No one really knows where that money or what he was paid to do. I guess outside consulting. And the list, it keeps going on and on and on. The White House covered up the scandal. They tried to sweep it under the rug. Joe Biden came in. He said, no, it's Russian information. Turned out to be true. Now it turns out that you're not only getting money with these people, God knows what else you're doing with them behind closed doors. Who's to say that you're not trading information with them, putting our country at risk? I'm not buying it. In my opinion, Joe Biden or Hunter should be charged with treason. You know, this man clearly, Joe Biden, once again, clearly doesn't know what he's doing in office. And you can slowly see the breakdown of this administration. Jen Psaki left. He hired another young lady. Can't remember the new secretary of the White House. It's a black female, and literally Joe Biden did this for clout because she checked all the inclusion boxes. She is an African-American female who just so happens to be gay, which is fine. But when you look at the way the White House is moving, and Joe Biden specifically, he's doing all this for clout, inclusion. He doesn't care about the experience that a person has. He doesn't care about how effective that this person could be or how much they can help us in this administration. He's just looking to check all of the inclusion boxes, just so that way he can go down in history as the president that was involved with inclusion. Because we all know America loves inclusion. It's gotten to the point where the administration has gotten so bad. You look at the vice president, you look at Joe Biden, you look at his health, how deteriorating it's looking to be. And now this is not a knock to seniors or anything like that. It's just that Biden is declining with his health. The way he aimlessly moves around. He did a speech the other day. At the end of this speech, he held his hand out to shake someone's hand. There was no one next to him. He airballed a handshake. I've never seen that in my entire life. Airballing a handshake. And his consistent speech blunders. It's one thing when you're speaking and you make a mistake. But when you speak and you make 0 sense, that's a whole different scenario. Even getting down to the VP, Kamala Harris. This lady is clearly incompetent. And it looks like she's mostly caught up in the fact that she's the vice president and opposed to actually doing her job. She's just here for the free trips and the perks that come with the job. But don't ask her to do anything meaningful for the administration because she can't handle it. This lady can barely give a speech without giggling and cackling like a high school student. And these are the people that we have running our country. We need to do better. And we fell for the okie doke with this administration. We just need something better. I hope we won't have another 4 years of this mess. Because I can't. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, man. But, when it comes to allegations of corruptions by government, it's like putting your trust in a politician, right? So we want to believe what they're saying, but we wouldn't put anything past them. The backbone of this country is built off of moral practices, so much to where individuals must adapt to their circumstances. Therefore, in urban environments, we call it survival of the fittest, while in the world of shady politics, it's called a dog-eat-dog world. But worry not, politicians, just like regular folks, they're built for this, which is why this democracy is challenged every day by the citizens. If you like this segment, hit the thumbs up icon below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. To listen to the full episode, visit the ConcreteRadioPodcast.com. Link is in the description, or you can download from all streaming services.